Hey Soul Fam, Amelia Adair here. I hope you are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. And as usual, I got some great topics for you today. And we're going to get into some things. Just enjoy this. Take a moment. Just enjoy the sound of the breeze. Ooh. Huh. Hey. Hey. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think there's an ice cream truck in the background too. We're gonna enjoy that too. I was gonna wait for it to leave, but I was like, he ain't leaving till them kids come and get that cream. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so fam, we're gonna get into today's topic. We're gonna walk and talk it out. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. We welcome you. On this channel, we heal, we elevate, we grow, and we work on being better versions of ourselves. I think the ice cream truck getting closer. Hold on a minute, Sophia. It was kind of further. Hold on. That's a different looking ice cream truck. It was like a lane. Alright, let him go down the street. I was wondering. I was like, I stopped hearing and I heard it. So maybe he was making some turns. But we not even gonna crop it out. Cause you know what? Life is not perfect, Sophia. We know that. Alright, so we're gonna keep it rolling. On this channel, we heal, we elevate, we grow, and we work on being better versions of ourselves than we was yesterday. All right, and we heal our spirit, we elevate our spirit, we heal our mind, okay, and we remove some of the clutter that's blocking us from being even more great than we already are. All right, so family, we also work on just healing up some wounds that we may have had back in the past that may creep back. Even today, I learned a lesson real quick, and I was like, wait, I didn't even know that was inside of me. So fam, sometimes we don't even know that hold on, let Poppy get his 5 minutes of fame. Sometimes we don't even know that usually the traffic be going so fast, but today, I don't know if my ears is extra sensitive or they extra loud, but don't you hear the squeaking or something like, get out of here, Pa, he going no slow too, like, get out of here, get out of here. Anyway, Sophia, so like I said, I was getting a lesson, right? And I didn't even know that was in me, and sometimes we have things that's buried underneath other things and we won't be exposed to it until it's time. So this is important about healing and not covering up wounds, because when you are healing, so fam, you get in layer by layer by layer by layer, and you can't cut corners. You can't skip to the top. No, you got to take one step at a time. All right, and so as you're elevating, you'll start to understand more, and as you're growing spiritually, you start to understand more, because one, you're going to be sitting around trying to achieve your goals, and when there's no shortcuts, so fam, there's no shortcuts. You have to learn that lesson before you get that blessing. Hey, oh, come on, soul fam. You know, if you've been on the channel, you've been watching them. Listen, soul fam, you can't skip steps. If you see someone that skips steps, they're gonna have to learn that lesson later. That's what's important. To just focus on your own path. Focus on what you got going on. Don't be comparing yourself to left and right, because you don't know what they got going on. You don't know you don't know the full story. And it's not your job to know. It's your job to focus on you, so that when you get to where you got to go, no one could take your joy. No one could take what's for you, because you did the work that it take to get there. You didn't try to cut corners. You ain't try to manipulate. You ain't try to lie. You ain't try to what they say, rob Peter to pay Paul. You get what I'm saying, Sophia? You ain't trying to skip all those steps. So listen, take your time, do the work. Okay, I'm showing up as much as I can show up. Get this free knowledge. But if you do need to book you a session, book you a session. Okay, let's talk about it. Sometimes you gotta have them elevated conversations. Okay, sometimes we sit around having conversations with the same people that we supposed to be leaving behind, and then we wondering why we behind. Come on, soul fam. Come on. Be wise. Be truthful. Notice the results you got is the results you gonna keep getting. All right. So that's gonna bring us into today's topic, Sophia. Let's walk across the street. Oh, we're gonna wait because they riding their bike. Hey. That brings. It's YouTube, babe. Anyway, so fam, we're gonna cross the street and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the difference between self-appreciation and self-satisfaction. And I wanted to get into these two topics because oftentimes, oh, he fell off his bike. Oh, oh, we're gonna slow down. We don't need no negativity as we talking about this. I want a nice flow as I start walking, because y'all know once I start getting into it, listen, ain't nothing to it but to do. We could walk this way though. This way might be better. That might be a sign. Let's go this way, so fam. The dog started barking. I mean, y'all know I be saying hi to the neighbors. It's fine, but when they have a little stuff going on, you be like, what you doing, Willis? All right, so fam, so we're going to talk about the difference between self-appreciation and self-satisfaction. Let's walk to this corner. We don't woke up the neighborhood, so fam. I'm telling you, I heard a pin drop. I press that red button, and everybody be like, what's up? We here together through any weather. Alright, so fam, I think it's about as great as it's gonna get. And we're gonna talk about the difference between self-appreciation and self-satisfaction. So as we're growing, right, so fam, it's important to learn these strategic points as you're elevating, because you don't want to be in a cycle that you're not really elevating. You just keep getting the same thing over and over again, and it's more than likely it's some misunderstanding that you may have with certain words, okay? And it relates to how you treat yourself, right? Because if you have a definition and you just assume you're being grateful, right? Grateful can be a broad term, right? So when you think about appreciation is being grateful, okay, in a sense. So when you think about self-appreciation, you appreciate yourself. And you'll hear a lot of people speak about it with self-love and self-growth and things like that. And I'm not saying don't have self-appreciation, so fam. You want to have self-appreciation along with self-satisfaction. Now we're going to talk about the difference, because it sounds very similar, and you're probably like, well, it's the same thing. That's what I thought. And I started to elevate even more because I started to understand this difference in my mindset. Okay? And your mindset is important as you're elevating and you're growing, because it's going to be your strongest tool. Okay? Because as you move, people get better and better at trying to manipulate and things like that. But if you have your own mind and you on point, negativity like that don't disturb you. Okay? It may come to you, but it will not disturb you. All right? So when you think about appreciation, so fam, and you think about the appreciation we have for others and the appreciation we have with ourselves, we're appreciative. You know, like if you get a good meal at a restaurant, you will be appreciative of that meal. Now, if you go to one of them restaurants and they give you this much food, right, you're going to still be grateful. You'll be like, thank you. And then you're going to go home, you're going to eat something else. Why? Because you're not satisfied. Come on, so fam. So the difference between appreciation and satisfied, okay, is the fulfillment you may have from doing something, completing something, having something, wanting something. All right? So when you have self-appreciation, you appreciate yourself. Okay? You appreciate the little things. You appreciate how far you came. You appreciate the goals. You appreciate the limbs you have. You know, you're appreciative. For your family, you're appreciative of what they may have done for you. You know, they made sure you ate. They made sure you had a roof. You're appreciative. See, a lot of us, we're appreciative of our families, but we're not satisfied. We appreciative of ourselves and what we have done, but we're not satisfied. We come to a place where we be like, all right, I've done this. All right, I got to keep doing more. And when you want to keep doing more from a place where you're not satisfied, come on, so fam, you miss a certain amount of growth that you're supposed to have. And you push yourself in a place where you're saying you're grateful, but you're showing that you're not. And that's because a lot of us, we don't have satisfaction. We've completed a certain amount of goals, and we feel like somewhere in the back of our mind, we got to keep achieving more. We got to keep getting 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 more. Now, when you're growing so, fam, and you're satisfied, right? Like, I'm satisfied with what I have done. And I'm not speaking about myself. I'm just speaking in terms. When you're satisfied about what you have done, and you're satisfied about the life that you have, and you start elevating to another level, meaning you start making new goals and creating new goals, the narrative changes a lot. Come on, soul fam, let's walk a little bit. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Listen, soul fam, when you are satisfied with yourself and you are satisfied with your results, you may know in the back of your mind, like, okay, yeah, it could have been better, but you know, I'm satisfied with what I have. I'm satisfied with how far I've come. And when you start saying this out loud to yourself, so fam, your brain and your spirit start elevating in a whole nother level. You start thinking on a whole nother frequency. You start creating goals that are unimaginable but realistic. Meaning you may not even have saw this for yourself before. You may have been looking too far straight, too far down, too far to the left. But when you start becoming satisfied with yourself, your confidence boosts. You hear the birds tweeting? Your confidence boosts. You start attracting better. That's the number one, soul fam, is you start attracting different, okay? So maybe when you're not satisfied, right, and you was doing things that you know you weren't supposed to be doing, you just kept attracting the same type of people, the same type of relationships, right? The same type of friendships. The same type of jobs. When you are satisfied, soul fam, you open up a level of doors that you didn't know existed, and no one could shut if they wanted to, okay? But you can shut the doors by going backwards, get into a certain level of greatness and then reverting back to the mindset you had prior to achieving that. So be mindful, soul fam, that what God giveth, God will taketh. So take the knowledge and move wisely. Make those honest, truthful choices. Look around you. What changes can you implement in your community to not only help you, but help those coming behind you? My head kind of tight back there. I'm getting used to this. And when you're satisfied with yourself, soul fam, you're going to the gym differently. You're in the gym doing what you have to do, and you have a calm sense to yourself. Try it for yourself, soul fam. I'm not going to sit here and boost it up, and you got to try it for yourself. Let's go back. Because oftentimes, soul fam, we do appreciate ourselves. We appreciate the day, we appreciate others, but we have to operate and just be more satisfied. And you'll start to see the narrative change in your life. You'll start to feel more energetic naturally, and the list goes on. Give yourself time, so fam. It's not an overnight. It's not an overnight reward. You know, sometimes we be looking for instant gratification. It takes time. Definitely, if you're someone who's been doing a lot of work, been doing a lot of healing, you'll understand that you have to do daily practice, do daily work, and have conversations about what may show up. You know, some things that show up into your mind and your spirit, and it'll be kind of taunting you. You know, you'll be like, I'm not upset about that. I let that go. Why you still here? You know, and have those conversations with yourself and speak it out. Sometimes we'll get into a place where we'll hear, negative thoughts or negative scenarios, and we'll just want to forget them. Like, oh, I want to forget this. I want to forget this. And wanting to forget it is not a solution, soul fam. When you get those thoughts like that, it's your body telling you, you need to talk to somebody. Sometimes we want to do everything ourselves. We want to be just self-sufficient on a whole nother level. Listen, soul fam. Talk to who you need to talk to about the situation. Because when you in it, it's really hard for you to see the truths behind it, and it's harder for you to find the peace without lying to yourself. Oftentimes when something come back up that really did some emotional damage to yourself, speak it out with someone. Let it out. Don't silence your pain and feel like you gotta just brush it off and let it go, and brush it off and let it go, and brush it off, and things happen. And listen, that's not real joy. If you really want to be happy with yourself and get up and feel good, talk it out. Even if you were wrong. All the time, so fam, this the one. We feel like we did something wrong. We blame ourselves for the way a situation ended or the way a situation happened. And we start kind of beating ourselves up like, okay, how could I have done this differently? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do this? Did I do that? And, babe, cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack. We can't control what other people do, no matter how much work we do inside. The most we could do is be prepared to understand that there's those people. Excuse me. Be prepared to understand those people are in this world, so fam. They're here. We can't sit around trying to understand why they're here. We can't sit around and try to lock ourselves away from people and not live our life because of the negativity that exists. The most you can do, be forgiving. Understand, the number one thing that really helps me, understand when the situation turns a little sour, you be like, and you try to understand their logic. Listen, hurt people. And that's just the bottom line. I was listening to this, I don't listen to gospel music no more, so man, I'm not even gonna lie. I listen to it if I need to get a cry out, But when I'm getting ready, so fam, I don't be listening to gospel music. My new album that I'm listening to is Wizkid. I love like Afro beats and chill beats. I be having me a good time while I get ready. But I'm listening to Wizkid new album. It came out about 3 months ago, so I'm putting you on game. Right on YouTube, and it's titled More Love, Less Ego. When I saw that, I was like, hold on a minute. Y'all wasn't gonna tell me he had a new album. I don't be following artists like that. So when something show up, I'm always just a little late. But it was titled More Love. Oh, they got that ice cream truck. Let's go this way. More Love, Less Ego. And in the middle of the album, I don't know who voice it is. It sounds like Maya Angelou, but I could just be making that up. I didn't look it up. I didn't read the title. I just be hearing it. But there's a quote. There's a little saying. And it says, love liberates. Ego holds. One more time, soul fam. It says, love liberates. Ego holds. And I was like, that's the nutshell right there. That's the album. You seal the deal, you know? And I was just like, there's so much truth behind this. Because, soul fam, when you encounter love, genuine love, no matter who, what, where, when, how, you're going to feel liberated. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel like, wow, I want to be around this person, right? Now, you'll be able to know when it switches to ego. You know, like some people start off with love, and then after a while, you'll be like, wait a minute, what happened? 1 + 1 is 2, Willis. You know, they will you in with the love, and then ain't that a nice knee song, man? That's a knee song. Anyway, I thought it was don't it look like the, what's that called? The Range Rover? Anyway, so man, when it switches to ego hold. You know, like hold, where you feel suffocated. You know? You don't ever want to feel suffocated in any relationship. Friendship, familyship, anything. And I learned this lesson. I don't know if it was after hearing the album or before, but you know, oftentimes, so fam, we gotta just tread slowly with these new relationships. Okay, this world that we live in today, that has gone through the pandemic, has caused a lot of desperation in people's hearts. Consciously, unconsciously, I'm not the scientist here, okay? But people have gotten more skilled at trying to just take advantage of your kindness, you know? So be real mindful, soul fam, that when you are starting these new relationships, you're gonna feel liberated. Point blank, period. If you too confused in the relationships, in the beginning of the relationship, and you stuck with a choice, you gotta let it go, babe. Even if it's the 5th one you let go. People have to learn their lesson, and you can't be the one holding that person from their lesson or enabling people's behaviors. And I realized that these are taught behaviors. So fam, this breeze so good. But these are taught behaviors. These are trained. When you get trained, you are taught a behavior. That's what training means. Rather you know you're being trained or not. People are taught these behaviors. So they're skilled at what they do. So that's why it's important for you to love yourself, soul fam, and be wise on knowledge and be, you know, really in truth, so you don't get wrapped up into people's nonsense. Because oftentimes, soul fam, I get a client, and you're wrapped up in someone's nonsense, and it's like, come on, we have to be smarter than this. We gotta really, it is what it is, you know? I'll see even people start with, this one it sickens a little bit, because they'll use God to try to reel you in. And listen, soul fam, when you love God and you working on your spiritual relationship, that relationship should be more sacred. Okay? When something is sacred to you, right? You're not just throwing that card, spilling that information when you first meet someone. Because trust me, soul fam, when you meet someone, they not telling you how much money they got in their bank account. Right? You're not going to meet someone, they're going to say, hey, I got $10,000 saved. They're not going to do that. Why? Because that money is sacred. They don't want you to get hold of that bank account, or want you to, because it's sacred. And I had to learn this with myself, because I love God and I love the purpose and things like that. But I don't when I meet you, we're not talking about God. We're not. Unless you book you a session, then I know you serious. We're not talking about God. I'm not doing that, because my relationship is sacred. And I'm not playing with what we got going on. So when someone takes that relationship with God serious, they not just God this, God that. Those are red flags, soul fam. Those are red flags. Stand clear. Don't be fooled. Okay? And it's a tight pill, because think about it. When you think about, when someone say God, you fall into that sacred space that you have created, that's genuine to you. Be mindful, it's not genuine to everybody else. That desperation has gotten everybody, like how we would say it in New York is, you wildin'. That's always, you wildin' out. You wildin' out. You bugging, you tripping, you no. So be mindful, soul fam, as you're growing spiritually and you doing the work. Don't be that person either, because it's not something that's said. Okay, well, we are, whatever religion we may have started in, and however you have grown up, God is used more loosely. You know, people be like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. You know, people just be using that word. And I'm not saying I may not say thank God. You know, we may have some ways that just stuck with us, but all I'm saying is, when people start wanting to start that conversation off like that, you don't know me. We just met. You don't know why I'm on this path, or why I'm crossing your path. When you wise and you doing the work, you're gonna know, let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. There's no rush. And when somebody rushing to just, you know, get all of it, you know what I'm saying? And when I say rushing, I'm not saying having a conversation on the phone. I'm just saying, like, putting pressure on the relationship. Listen, if this relationship is meant to be, we will flow. We don't have to be rushing and racing to be together, to be friends, to work, anything. So let's walk this out. Excuse me, so fam. Make sure you get the whole message. When you are meeting new people, so fam, hey, how's it going? Maybe mention the conversation y'all may have talked about when y'all meet each other. Ooh, y'all saw it. All right, I got it. I'll be trying not to run. keep it nice and simple. Okay? We don't have to speak about, let's talk about dating first, and then we'll talk about friends, because it's two different things. Dating, it should be a natural flow of things. What you're searching for when you're dating someone, you're meeting someone new, do they have love in them? Do they have the ability, the space to love? Do they know a higher power exists? That's easy to determine through conversation. You know, you don't have to go digging and prying and comparing and contrasting. Listen, people that have God in their life, they're going to look like you look. You know, they're not going to be just... I had a guy one time, this wasn't even a date, but just using God's name loosely. Like, who God be blessing me. It's like, okay. And then asking for your number. You see, that's what I mean, so fam. When you meet somebody, they're not going to just be trying to use God to wheel you in. And then you win, and he said the word God, now you confused. No. And I'm not saying that ignited this conversation either, so fam. It didn't. But that's just an example for you to understand. With friends, you could be talking about, y'all could be having a similar job type, and y'all just talk about maybe how you got the job. Maybe you in a new state together. You know, maybe you guys like working out, hiking, dancing. Those are just regular cordial things, and as you're doing those activities, the spiritual talk may come up, and you let it come up, and you just talk about it. Keep it simple. Oh, I'm going to walk back this way. All right, so fam, be careful out here as you're elevating and you're growing and you're healing and you're working on being better. And don't think you're working on being better than somebody else, because sometimes someone will cross your path for you to just give them a reminder or a rewind. You know, sometimes that relationship is meant for that one little space in time, that one little moment. Give them that moment, and if it feels like it's on your spirit, have that conversation. And I'll see you later. You know, you have to use your better judgment, and don't be fooled, because God is a popular topic right now, and people still have their personal needs that they're trying to gain, and you know, don't be a sitting duck. In smaller words. Excuse me. All right, so fam, if you ever want to book a session with me. My details are always below. Check out Amelia Online Academy for a free guide. There's a free guide available for you to see where it is in your life that you may need some healing. You may need some clarity. Okay, you may need to rebuild that part of your life up. It's okay. Check out Amelia Online Academy for a free guide. And in order to be a part of the Soul Fam, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and apply the knowledge. Applying the knowledge is key if you really want to succeed and see things start to grow and lift into your life in a positive direction. One more time, Soul Fam, and comment from time to time. Let me know that you're out there. For those that's been leaving some love and subscribe to the channel, I appreciate you. You're amazing, okay? And you're not overlooked. I do appreciate the love that I receive, and thank you guys for tuning in, rocking with me, rocking on the rock, walk with the walk. Get out, go get that walk on. Come on, if you wasn't walking while you was talking or listening, let's go. It's time to get it moving. We got things to do. Trust me, Soul Fam. Trust me. Ooh. Amelia Adair here. I see you guys at the next one. Bye for now.